What it do, y'all? It's Clay from Love is Blind Season 6. I just came on here. I'm driving back to my crib from eating some of the best pizza in Charlotte. But before I get into what the topic is today, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. This is my new YouTube channel. I'm gonna try to come on here and have conversations and kind of talk about everyday things, and also talk about my therapy journey, talk about my entrepreneur ventures, kind of build a community where I could have back and forth with people and they could kind of see what's going on in my life. But yeah, I wanted to come on here and talk about my therapy journey and things that I've been doing to more so for me be a healthy partner, because I think that's important. A lot of you guys have seen my journey on the show, and I would tell you firsthand that I definitely was not ecstatic about the way I came off on the show. And I could blame Netflix for the edit, I could blame all this other stuff, but at the end of the day, a lot of the stuff that I said came out of my mouth. Whether it was put in this timeline of when I said it, it still came out my mouth. There was actions that I did that, to me, if I could go back, I would change. So I'm not running away from criticism. I'm owning it, and instead of me listening to the internet and getting sad and blaming everybody like Netflix and all that stuff, I'm just like, you know what, this is God giving me an opportunity for a do-over, for the fact that this was a humbling experience, for the fact that the world got to see me and not really like the way how I go about myself, and that was a reality check for me, because in my life, I don't think I have enablers, but I think that when you're doing well, you get people, yes men around you. And also too, the people who are around you, it's not that they're enablers, they're just like, yo, whatever you're doing is working. So I don't know if I have that much commentary to your stuff. And I do got people who hold me accountable, like my mom, my sister, my close friends. Like, they don't just let me get away with anything. But I think when it comes to dating, I've always kind of not really listen to too many people, because I don't think there's too many people that can relate with how I think about things, which is wrong. Like I kind of thought about dating from a very shallow perspective, you know what I'm saying? So there's not much people can help me out with, because that's kind of my own doing on that, so with therapy, like, one of the things I'm trying to accomplish is to be a better partner. And with me becoming a better partner, it's me recognizing things that I did in the past that won't work in the future. Because at the end of the day, I want to be married. I wanted to be married before the show. The way I went about it was wrong, because I didn't have the tools and the knowledge to become or be a husband. I thought the idea was cool, but like, I really never put in the work to be a husband. Prior to this, I always focused on the success, me getting girls, me getting money. I didn't really put the work in to be a good partner. And I just want to speak to men right there. Like, it's sometimes hard to just snap a finger, go from one mentality to the next. Like, you kind of have to balance it all. And that's why I do advocate that men go to therapy, so we could have that emotional outlet, and we could talk to somebody about the things that we're doing, and they could check us from an unbiased perspective. Because for me, I'm stubborn. It's tough for me to listen to what everybody got to say. I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of times when people talk to me, I'm really looking at who you are as a person. I'm like, are you somebody that I even relate to? Like, why would I even listen to your opinion? Which is not all the time good, but I would say in social media world, it is good, because I'll be seeing some of y'all killing me on social media, and then I'll be clicking on y'all pictures. That's when having an ego works. It's when you click on someone's picture and you just like, who the hell is this? You got some damn nerve to be talking about me. But hey, I'm healing, so I'm trying not to respond to all the noise. But definitely be able to take certain advice, because I would say I wasn't really taking a lot of people's advice. I was kind of doing my own thing, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, with me going to therapy, I'm able to get a third-party perspective, that somebody who's not not directly affected by the decisions that I make in my life. They're just there for be a soundboard and let me know how I'm coming off. And I think that's so needed, because when you talk to your family, your friends, like, they're going to give you a biased perspective. It's good to also get that unbiased perspective and have a good therapist that gives you, homework. Like my therapist, the reason why I like her so much is because, shout out to Miss Tony, by the way, she's giving me homework to change my behavior. I had my first therapist that I ever had. It was a male therapist. He was good, but I felt like the dude was so interested in hearing about my life. Like, I would spend 30 minutes giving him updates on my life because, at that time stuff was getting crazy. Like, things just kept happening, and I would spend 30 minutes giving him updates. And then we'll spend the next 30 minutes kind of get into the lesson. And he would throw a lot of verses at me, Bible verses. And to me, although I'm spiritual, it's not the way to get me to change my behavior, and it probably should, but throwing verses at me is just not my way of learning. Like, you can't just be like, Clay, the reason why you think that it's hard to be faithful in a relationship forever is because John said this in verse 3, verse 5. Like, that ain't gonna work with me. Like, it gotta be like me challenge. You gotta challenge my psyche, because I'm a Virgo. I'm an analytical guy. You gotta like talk to me where it's like I understand from a logical perspective that this is wrong. And if you do that, because I'm a morality guy, like, I can understand what's right and what's wrong. Sometimes, you know how we are as human beings. Sometimes we like F it. So I can be wrong. And I feel like in relationships, I kind of, damn, this is some vulnerability. I feel like I knew some things I did wasn't right, but because of how I view myself in a very selfish perspective, I didn't really care, but I did care. But it's like, subconsciously you care, but like, you don't. I know I'm speaking in circles. I'm so sorry, because like, this is like the first time I'm even like elaborate on this. So just forgive me. I'm trying to let this go out. But I felt as though I said it on Dear Future Wifey podcast, where I had so much women where if you lose a girl, the consequences wasn't really there. I think that plays a part a lot with a lot of men. Whenever you have a situation, we might have too many women that we're talking to. So to really get into the deep and in the needs of things, it's hard. To actually build an emotional connection with one person is hard, because we have emotional connection with multiple women. That is not something that I would advise men to do. I think for me, and I'm kind of learning about this in therapy, where did I go wrong? And I went wrong with trying to please everyone and trying to get validation from other people. And one of the things that I realized is that with validation through other people, I received the most validation when I started getting women, from women and men. Women wanted to be around me because they knew that I was a guy that was attracting other women. It was like bragging rights. Men wanted to be around me because they felt as though I was getting girls, and if they was friends with me, they will have a chance to get girls as well. I'm not trying to say I was getting every single girl, but like, it's an energy type of thing. Like, guys want to be around guys that's getting to it. Whether you're getting money, whether you're getting girls, guys want to be around that. And that's a very powerful perspective. And I know, like, I'm not trying to be egotistical. I'm just trying to be honest with y'all. I'm not trying to listen. Like, I know the internet been beating me up, taking every word that I'm saying. I'm just trying to be transparent. Even for women, when you see a guy that's desirable, it's an attractive thing. So that feeds your ego, it's power. And I'm already an ego guy. I built my ego up because I felt like when I was a kid, people used to look over me. Like, they never really like consider me. So I always seek the validation of other people, and I've gained power because getting women gave me that power. It was like, yo, like, if a dude ever disrespect me, well, I can mess with his girl and he will never do that to me again. He'll hate me for the rest of his life, but he won't play with me like that. It was power in conquering women, which is a horrible thing to say. Like, a horrible thing to say. But I gotta speak this rawness, because I only feel like men are gonna get me. Now, I know it's a harsh truth for women, and trust me, I'm willing to take the bullet wounds for the way how I deliver what I'm saying, but I want to also keep on reiterating that I do not mean any harm. I'm just speaking my truth. And sometimes the truth is harsh, it's painful, but I'm discovering that with therapy. And I do believe with me discovering the harsh truths, I will be able to have those real conversations with men, because I'm probably a staple of what a F-boy, whatever. Like, I would say I was all that before the show. The show gave me a lens to my life and said, hey, the things you're doing is not right. And I'm coming in here to let you guys know that I'm determined to change that and also speak on my journey so other men can hear my perspective and they could be better partners to you guys, to the women, and for us men, we could be better partners and be able to be more transparent. I'm not even telling guys to just wife girls up for the hell of, like, nah, if you ain't ready, you ain't ready. You know what I'm saying? Stand on that. But being able to communicate that. and for women to actually understand where men come from and some of the dilemmas that we have. Because I know a lot of women have the same dilemmas, but it's not popular for them to speak on that. So listen, I understand a lot of my stances are controversial. I understand that I got people who don't like me because of the decision I made at the altar, and I just want to let you guys know I receive it. I don't think that the way I came off and the way how I delivered myself was right. And I'm talking about to me, not how anybody else did. To me, I don't think what I did was right. I tried to do the best that I could, but I could have considered AD a little bit more in my decision-making process. And I want to let you guys know it was not an ill will intention. I'm just naturally selfish, and that's a main component of what I'm trying to break in therapy. So I can't wait to talk to you guys a little bit more about my journey and come on here and be transparent with you all. I really hope this is a safe space where I can be transparent, but if it's not, I hope the people who do support me and appreciate this transparency speak out. Because sometimes it's hard to deal with the hate when you kind of feel like, damn, I'm being myself, and you know, people aren't really receiving it. You know, it makes you want to not say much. So if you do support, please let it be known. Like I think we need to be, you know, supportive, you know, more vocally, you know. So I just want to say thank you guys for watching this video and listen to me talk. I'm gonna try to come out with more content more consistently, but I want to say thank you. You all have a good one. Have a good weekend. Stay blessed.